Welcome back to some reminisce from the firehouse. I think tonight I'm going to be concentrating totally on England, you know what I mean? Forget about Jamaica, because now that life in Jamaica is over now and we have now arrived in England. Yeah. So this is where then, as an example, the foundation of the house was built in Jamaica. And now I'm going to put the roof on the side and all that in England. Yeah. And that was done very quickly. You know what I mean? When I said it was done very quickly. Now remember telling the story that my father didn't even say hello to me when he meet me at the airport or anything like that. So he wasn't the one who was going to help me build this wall for sure. And where I was living at the time, like I said, there was no black people living around there either. You know what I mean? It was a secluded area in Mixenden. Yeah. So how I was going to meet my builders now, I would say at the time when I meet them, I didn't realize that there was angels. I've heard people talk about angel, but these two men was angel. But at the time when I met them, there was men. There was small angels then, you know, my age angel, about 15 at the time. When I run into these two particular angels that I'm going to tell you about. Yeah, I meet them. I only went to school for a year, and I did not learn anything in school. But from these two angels I did. I learned all about building the wall quickly and, you know, learning all about the English culture. So these two angels now, one is called Jimmy and one is called Mitch. I met them in J.H. Whitley School in Halifax. That's where I went to school for the year. Now imagine going to school. I never went to school for 3 years before I leave Jamaica. So when I come to England and I enter a school, you can imagine that it's not even a Jamaican school, you know. We're talking an English school way down there in Yorkshire. You know what I mean? So when I arrive on the day then, in fact, I was the only black man in the school, as they would put it. There was an half-caste guy called Eric Juma. There was two Asian, I think Altaf and Maroof, and then there was me. So you can imagine that, you know what I mean? You haven't been to school for all this time. You are in a strange country and, you know. But that is when my two angels, like I would say now, took me under their wings, Jimmy and Mitch. I'm not just saying that Jimmy and Mitch was friends in school, you know. I mean, even outside of school. So that means I cannot cover all of what Jimmy and Mitch did for me in that and I'm just talking about over a year period now, because soon after we leave school and we went our different ways. Mitch did anyway. Me and Jimmy was together for a while. But in that year then, yeah, I can't explain how many things I learned. Because don't forget, I've only been to a football match once in England. And who took me to it? Jimmy and Mitch. The first time I had roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, who gave it to me? Jimmy took me to his mommy. Yeah, I even went to the mom's house, you know. That's what I mean. It wasn't like just, oh, we was friends in school and when they see you in school. No, it was everything. Going to the pictures, Jimmy and Mitch. Hiding in school smoking cigarette, Jimmy and Mitch. You know, I think at that time, Jimmy and Mitch imparted all the knowledge that they knew about England and their history to me as a 15-year-old then. You know what I mean? That means they introduced me to the swearing in England then. This reason will contain swearing, you know, because estate people swear, you know, like fucking bastard, cunts, dickhead, twats, pillock, bollocks. Come in and tell me something. There's loads of them, you know, that they use, you know. And then you can get variety of you fucking cunt, you fucking bastard, you fucking twat, you fucking dickhead, you fucking prick. Even you fucking black bastard are them kind of, when somebody want to be overtly racist towards one, yeah, call you a black cunt or whatever they want to add, you know, to the fucking, they will do. You know what I mean? But, you know, you have softer brothers like you wanker, you tosser, you know, all those kind of things. So those are the kind of things that, you know, all the local things that I get to learn of Jimmy and Midge. Now at the time when they was learning me all this, I never appreciate what they was doing for me, you understand? Because when you're young, you know, it's just like I tell you, when significant things happen in your life, you don't know that it's happening. It's years after when you look back and you think, yes, man. So I would say, no, the impression then, that Jimmy and Midge, don't forget, you know, they are not black men I'm talking about here. I'm talking about men who was white. Fat Jim, Midge look a bit like Rod Stewart. I used to think he was a young Rod Stewart in them days, you know, very trendy. And Jimmy was if they was in Jamaica, they would say they was face guy, mean handsome, you know what I mean? But they were, you know, but the impression that these two youths at the time then leave on my mind was this. I think they say the population of England is 60 million. Well, if they had 59 million plus, yeah, was didn't like black people then, or black man, or me then, I wouldn't care. And I wouldn't, because Jimmy and Midge show me a different impression, you know what I mean? We're talking here now of, they never take the mickey out of me then, as I would see, because I'm very sensitive them. Yes, you know, anybody wanted to take the mickey, black or white, I will soon pick it up, but they never did that. So I was introduced into their home, went to dinner with them and their mom, you know what I mean? Play with them, go they take, like I say, take me football, you know what I mean? Dodge and smoke, everything, you know what I mean? So that first impression then of irrespective of say what happened to me after that, because you know after that somebody might call you a black bastard, but the impression of, I always remember Jimmy and Mitch, no matter what I meet in this country against any white man, no matter what he wanted to say, the impression of Jimmy and Midge, I think that will stay with me until the end of eternity, and that's a very long time. In fact, I have to confess, I did a crime against Jimmy. Yes, I did commit it. And I tell you, this thing has always bothered me, you know, when I think about it. I think I see Midge about 2 years ago and I was explaining to him the crime that I committed against our friend. And the crime is this now. After we leave school, me and Jimmy come to work at the same, I got an apprentice and he was working there. So we was doing the lottery together. And one time I was in charge of it and we win 7 quid. So naturally 350 was for him and I never told him. I deceive him out of his 350. You know what I mean? That is a crime that why you say bother the conscience a long time? Because that was a deceptive thing to do to a man like Jimmy. Even if he was not a man like Jimmy, but to a man that laid out the red carpet as it was. You know, and treat me as if I was royalty itself. You know what I mean? Because don't forget, you know, when I was out with these brethren, you know, they was like Rockwilers. Nobody could miss. I say the wrong thing. You know, they would defend me vigorously. Yes, so those men, then I would say, lay the not the foundation. They quickly put up the walls and put in the window. I would say even the roof. All I had to do after meeting Jimmy and Midge was to furnish the house. You know what I mean? So they instill, you know, that man can be kind and loving and live brotherly and all that, you know what I mean? So that was a big impression on me. Not a big impression, man, a lasting impression. So if I think when I was speaking to Midge, he says Jimmy moved to Australia. So if Jimmy is anywhere in Australia and he's hearing this, you know what I mean? Brethren, you and your friend Midge, or Midge, if you are hearing it, you and your friend Jimmy, as in still, a thing in me that I will never forget. I say I could not wish to meet two. In fact, I always say to myself, a lot of the times when I'm thinking about things, I'm not saying I'm going to get a reward or anything for life, but if I did imagine that I get a reward in heaven, and my friend Jimmy and Midge, say an example, they had never had any reward, well, my reward will be shared with them. Yes, man. I would have to share my reward with those brethren, because those brethren are my, like I say in England, who first ground you, then, yeah. Because by this time, like I say, I don't know any black man as such. We're talking a period when I never meet my black friends until maybe about 18. So I had a 3-year period there where I was just emerging in the Yorkshire culture then, if you understand what I mean. But apart from Jimmy and Midge, I used to have a Malcolm. I forgot the name of his family, but that was a very nice guy, older than me, but nice. And 2 more guys who living near my house who I used to kick about football, older than me, but very nice guy. Jimmy and Midge was living up Avondale, away from Mixingen, but we just had that kind of a special link. I don't know, I can't explain. You don't need to explain those things. Those are just things that just happen like that. Now, don't forget, by this time we don't know about drinking beer and all this thing. That's going to come later on. Learn a little bit about smoking. And well, I did have a little smoking. It was no regular smoker in Jamaica. My dad and I have a smoke of my auntie's husband weed. There was a one-half thing, not a regular. And we did find a bottle of rum once and drink. I think it was about 13 and get completely bliss, like they would say in England, bladdered. So tell you don't know what's happening, out of it as it was, next day cut up and everything like that now. Where I'm going to learn about the drinking now is going to work. Yeah, because going to work is another thing as well, I'm not talking about working in offices in England, posh offices. I'm talking about the normal workplace. Where like the English say, there's a lot of effing and jeffing going on, Like you fucking prick, dickhead. Those kind of language go on, but it don't break out into any fight. It's just exchange of lyrics. Because I can remember the first morning I turned up at work. I was the first black man that is going to work in this place. August Limited in Halifax it was, yeah. So when I turn up there now, and I'm all nervous because it's the first morning, wondering what. An old man come up to me and says, do you like looking up women's skirt? That's another thing about the English, They got a very weird sense of humor, the English. Yes, I think that's weird now. That is weird now I first meet funny. It was right here in England, funny. The English now are very, very funny. They're so funny that you might not even know that they're funny because they have some fun that are sarcastic. When I say sarcastic, I mean like the Goons and Monty Python and Blackadder, and stupid comedian like Spike Milligan. Yes, they have some real lunatic fool. I don't like American comedy, but trust me, I love British comedy because it makes no sense. It's just totally mad. Yes, man. And you remember I was telling you in Jamaica, there are people walking all kind of style. Well, here in England as well, they have some lunatic walk. But I don't see them doing it nowadays. But when I first come here, they used to have an old fella called Max Wall. Yeah, well, check the Max Wall walkout. And they also have this fella from Monty Python, John Cleese. He do one called the Goose Step. Very stupid walk. You should all learn to walk like that. You'd have great fun walking like that. That's some of the way that the idiotic Englishman walk. The Maxwell walk and the John Cleese walk. I love those walk. If you younger people have not seen these works being performed, I will advise you to go on your internet and have a look at the work of Maxwell and John Cleese, and you will find out that yes, these men know how to work very idiotic. Yes, so you get to immerse yourself then in the humor, because when you go to work, in the factory, they tell you all kind of jokes. Okay, some of them are racist, but I can counteract the racist joke, and after a while they don't tell you those one. But Englishman is always telling a joke. Yeah, man, this is the Englishman. Even when Bob Marley, then an Englishman says to me, "Yo, Rasta, do you know why Bob Marley coffin wouldn't close?" I say, "How would I know why Bob coffin wouldn't close?" He says, "Because it was jamming, brethren." Well, how could you not laugh at a joke like that? That's very stupid. But those are the kind of joke that I like. Joke that are idiotic. Yeah, and then those who make joke out of the idiocy, if you know what I mean. But that is what I would call a very idiotic kind of humor that one can learn here within England, if you want to learn it. Because not a lot of people don't know the idiocy of British comedy. They don't know how to appreciate stupidness. So, they just settle for those normal comedy that are, I call them, just normal comedy, straight. But I like the comedy now, like where people are real stupid, like Spike Milligan. Like he's got on his gravestone, told you I was ill. All of you should put that on your gravestone, Something is going to get you. Why, that's a good gravestone. Anyway, so now you get a feel of how you can get into the great laughter that exists here in England. And when I come here in the 70s, there was a lot of very good comedy on the television. Yeah, some of them slant into a little bit of racism to get a laugh. But apart from that, because you're taking the good from the bad, you're not worried about that. I find the comedy of England to be supremely idiotic. And that's the kind of comedy I was looking for. So there I get the comedy now. Now the beer. I'm telling you about the beer now, how I got introduced to the beer. I got introduced to the beer through working. Because in those days, when there was a time when we get what they call Waits Week, and you get 2 weeks holiday pay, and you was off work for 2 weeks. So when this happened now, the workers now do what you call a pub crawl. This is my first experience, I didn't even know what a pub crawl is. So they said, "Come on lad, we're going." That's how they talk in here. They said, "Come on lad, we're going pub." So I have to go down pub now and order the beer. In those days I didn't know what beer was, so it was drinking bitter, which I later find out to be one of the most disgusting beer. Bitter. But anyway, this day now, introducing ourselves to the beer in England, we was on bitter. I think I might have been about 17 and a half, but because it's Waits Week, we get squeezed in. So this is in Halifax, So we start off, this is our pub crawl. I'm going to learn about a pub crawl now. We start off in a pub and we everyone buy around. In there, there might have been about 10 of us in this posse, maybe even more, I don't remember. So everybody buy around and drink. Well, I was drinking rapidly, And then you hear, "Sup up, lad, sup up, we're moving on, And then we visit the next pub and the same buy around again. And before you even halfway, because don't forget, these men don't joke about when they're drinking, I never know this. I thought you could just slowly go on. But you have some serious drinker, they don't mess about. You just, as soon as they finish, you just say, "Sup up, lad, sup up." So we end up supping up and supping up. In the end, I must have supped up, not my tab, but I supped up 11.5 pints of bitter. 11. Imagine drinking 11 and a half pint of bitter at 17 and a half. 11 and a half, well, to me anyway, that was a lot of bitter. And I did feel very bitter, because by the time I managed to reach home where I was, my head was spinning and vomiting was going on. But anyway, that was my introduction to the bitter drinking. I don't think I drink much bitter after that. They had some more horrible drink in them time called Mile and all those things. I think the beer that I eventually like was lager and lime. After that, I wouldn't drink any bitter, Mile or some. It was horrible, those kind of drink anyway. You know what I mean? So we don't use those, I never bother with those kind of drink. So it was through the work that we get introduced to the drinking culture then in England. Because there is a drinking culture in England, you know what I mean? And drinking people use languages and swear languages as well. But they say even in the work then, this is in the workplace where I work. There was a few eccentric in there, you know, that work in the factory. It was an engineering factory. You had one fella now, on a number of occasions throughout the day. It could be 8, 9 times of the day. But you will hear him go, ow! Woo, 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 and go on like a wolf. You know? That's how he'll go on. But he's a skilled engineer, man, doing his engineering still, you know. But sometimes he'll just stop, put his stool down and howl like a wolf and bark like a dog. And if the manager come, he was such a man that he used to work like downstairs. And sometimes the manager could be up here looking down. If that manager come and start looking at him, he just put his stool down and stop working. He's just one of them man there, you know. There was another individual now. He would walk about the factory and just point and say, Russians are coming. In fact, he used to do it so often that I carry that saying for me for a long time. I still say it now, Russians are coming. Because I learned it of him. I don't know. I've never asked him why he used to say the Russians was coming. But he just used to walk about the factory and the rest of man, you know, the rest of them don't pay no attention to him. You know what I mean? Say, most of the people in that factory was eccentric. You know, like I said, they have eccentric in Kingston. This is when I was finding out now that white people too have their eccentric men around. And these were some of the most eccentric. You know, my friend who go, ow, ooh, ooh. And the other friend who say Russians are coming. Yeah, I take that impression with me from those men. You know what I mean? No, I remember now when I was leaving. One of the great impression now. It's not greater than Jimmy and all them, you know, but it plays a significance. Like when I tell people when I was leaving Jamaica, a man read a Bible and cry. Obviously, I don't know why he was crying. I don't remember why he cried, but the crying to me means something then, or I take it to mean something. When I was ready now to leave Halifax to come to Oldham, I was still working in this engineering place. And I was in the toilet having a wee. And in the toilet was another, he was older than me, he was called Miller. He was a big man then, and I think I was 19. So while we was having a wee now, I says to Miller, I am moving to Oldham. He turns around, I think him just cock him head to one side looking, yeah? Him says, you. He's not pointing him finger, but when he made like him says, you. Moving to Oldham. I tell you somewhat, that's how Yorkshire people say, I tell you somewhat, when Oldham hold you, you won't be able to let go. No, at the time when Miller was saying that, I never put any significance in that. But I tell you something, Miller was right. I don't know how or what he knew or how, but this place is a strange place. So anyway, we moved to Oldham. I've learned about the swearing and the that now. Over here now, I'm going to learn about the drug culture of England in those times. You know what? Obviously, by now we already know about weed, because I know about weed from Jamaica, so I'm smoking a little weed. But I don't know anything about what they would call amphetamines, speed. But anyway, I had a white friend, and he used to be coming to my flat all the time, back in those days, looking hot, and always, hot. So and they says to him, how come you're always so hot? You know what I mean? And like like you're on the move, and like you have a lot of energy. So he says, he says, I'll show you. So once he bring this thing now, because you know I'm a bad boy already. I always like to investigate things, Naughty lad, like in England they will say you're a naughty boy. So because I'm a naughty boy now, I says, yeah, I'll try that. It was speed. I never knew anything about the speed these days, you know what I mean? But now I'm going to find out why they call it speed. Because trust me, it have you up all the time, you know what I mean? Chatting, and you don't feel like sleeping, and you on the move. So that was my introduction to speed. And then through, like I'm saying now, because I don't think at this time black youths or even black man then at that time was into this kind of thing like speed and what they would call what the white man was dealing with. You know what I mean? But with me, being a cross-border terrorist, that's what I call myself, cross-border. I was kind of investigating some of the things that what we would call the white man was doing then. So on their scene now, they have things like called acid. They all know about acid. Some people take it and think they can fly and whatever. And they have things like mushroom. You know what I mean? So naturally I had to partake of the acid, because obviously people say that you can fly and that you go on a trip, So I am already. It's like hopping a bus. Hopping a bus is when we take an illegal ride of a vehicle in Jamaica. So I decided then to do the same thing with acid. In fact, I will tell a story about the acid later. The mushroom and the acid are a similar thing, but mushrooms are those who don't know outside of England. If you was in Jamaica, are a form of fungus that they have here, small, and people, I say, the white men know the right one, and when they pick it and you drink it, trust me, you can. Well, it depends how your mind is, Some people get really terrified. I find it a very funny thing. Trust me, man, I can have some mushroom and you don't stop laughing, man. I've had mushroom and go to church and they get in the spirit. My friend after all. Yes, man. Tripping as they would call it. But I would say I am an experimenter then. So if I take anything, I am always analyzing the effect of the thing. So naturally a thing like mushroom is bound to alter the mind. Because it does. You know what I mean? It's like as if you visit a place in the mind that you shouldn't normally be. So that means then, if you are not in charge of your personality or who you are, then the mind will take over and show you things. But if you can remain in charge of who you are, you can have the trip and enjoy the experience. You see? Because trust me, when you are on mushroom, then for those who have never had a mushroom and an acid, and you listen to music, it's different from when you normally listen to it with a normal ear. If you are on an acid or a mushroom, you hear every instrument clearly. You see what I mean? As if it's open up the ears some more. And you can even hear people talking at a longer distance. You know, things like that. And you can see things funny. That's if you have the spirit of the English funniness. But if you don't, you could also have a horrible experience. So I am not advising anyone to go and take mushroom, you know, as if it's there, because it might not be for you. Just like I wouldn't advise anyone to go smoking weed. It might not be for you. Maybe you're not respecting weed. And when you don't respect things, they can harm you. So if you are going to take mushroom and you have no respect for mushroom and yourself, then who knows what could happen to your brethren. If you are going to mess with acid and you don't have no respect for acid, you know, and know that these things are not, you should not be messing with them anyway. You know, you're just taking a little ride. So if you do not have respect for these things, I'm saying that these things can harm you. But these are the things that you're going to encounter if you live in England, or even if you live anywhere around the earth now, alcohol, drugs, all these kind of things. So you run into these things. And being a curious man, you know that I have to investigate the matter. You know, to see what they're doing. So you see, you find out then that the only thing I could say to people, I have never investigated sticking a needle in any one of my veins. I've had the experience though when the doctors did it. Yeah, they extracted some blood, you know, where they want some tests. But I myself have never put a needle in my arm. But I have white friends who I have sit and carefully examine them while they're preparing their stuff. And, you know, getting the things ready and getting the needle and, you know, the syringes and strapping the arm and putting the things in. And I've looked at them when they get what they call the hit. Because I'm studying. But I've decided not to study that far. But if it's something to smoke and swallow, yeah, well, I have to sniff then, you know. Get a little sniff here and investigate the matter for oneself. So, in the form of drugs then, you could say then I have sniffed cocaine here to investigate the matter and speed. And I have smoked the rock to investigate the matter as well. The only thing with me, because I'm an investigator, because those things, you know, when you go to the house, alright, even speed, you have to be very skillful when you visit him, because he could hook you, you know. Oh yeah, he's a very dangerous guy. He could slowly rope you in, and before you know it, you cannot escape. You see what I mean? Because he's always looking for workers. Yeah, I know him well, you know. Investigate him early there now. The other two, mushroom and acid, if you preoccupy your time with them, they could actually lock you in a department of the mind where you turn lunatic down there. Yes, I advise you to go and climb a very high building and fly, because you have wings. So they are very dangerous. Then my friend the Coke, I think he's called, yes, cocaine, a very dangerous fella. I know many people that cocaine has arrested. And before they arrest them, I was telling them that, listen my friend, I know coke. So I bet you keep away from him. I am not saying that coke is a train that you can take a ride off. But you have to learn how to get off very quickly. Because he's a high express train. Once he speed up, ain't no getting up. You know what I mean? So I am advising the people that they should be very, very careful when they visit the house of coke. You know what I mean? Because it's not that coke is going to kill you, you know, like that. No, he's a very charming fellow still. So one can easily get deceived by the charm of coke. You know what I mean? Then they have another one there. They call this one chasing the dragon. Oh yes, I run after the dragon myself, you know. Not a lot of times, 1 or 2 times I did see him passing, you know. So I chase after him. But when I finish chasing after a dragon, you always feel tired and sick. Well, I do anyway. But some people seem to get great fun. They said, why are you being tired and sick? You know, you You should enjoy chasing the dragon like we do. Said, no. Every time I said, I'm about 5 or 6 times I did try and chase after the dragon. But that wasn't a good experience. You know, I have nothing, I would say, out of all those experiences, chasing the dragon is the worst. Yeah, you know, I don't know how people get caught by that one. I can see how Coke caught them because that is charming. Yeah, but then I'm not going to be deceived by charm. That's why it couldn't catch me. You know what I mean? The only one of them that I stick with is my herb. You know, but I've had they have other things in England, man. Papas and all kind of little things. I try all of them as a bad boy soldier and ease and all those things, but just to see the effect and the mind as it was then when you're trying these things. You know what I mean? So you find out then that because we are living on the poorest state of England, then these are the kind of things that you encounter. You know what I mean? And the kind of languages like that we use, you know what I mean? So if I was going to tell somebody as an example that Coke is bad for them who's using Coke, I am not just going to say, oh, Coke is bad for you, you know. I'm going to say, listen, man, you need to stop using that fucking shit. It's going to fucking kill you, understand? You ain't going to get nowhere with it. So we have to use a different language. I'm saying, are you a stupid bastard or what? You know what I mean? Are you going to ruin your fucking life? So we have to talk to the people like that because this is the language that they use. So when you talk to somebody like that, then like you're saying, like if it was your friend now who was using the Coke and you say, listen, man, are you fucking stupid or what, mate? This ain't going to get you nowhere, you know. Because when you destroy your fucking self, yeah, who is going to look after your daughter? Don't you think about those fucking things? What about your mom? You know what I mean? How do you think she's going to fucking feel? You know what I mean? Don't be fucking stupid, man. Get your fucking life together. You understand? So when we trying to teach people at this level, you can't be coming like how the preacher come and his pulpit, you know, with all this Jesus business and all, some nicey old lad and all that. You have to tell a man that, man, listen, man, what you doing is fucking wrong. And if you don't get off the fucking coke or the heroin, see, who is going to do it for you? You don't see what I mean? And you have to tell them that, listen, man, while you are going from house to house hiding, you could have been walking your daughter in the park. Instead, you are in a house acting like a fucking cunt. You fucking dickhead. So when a man, so hey, I curse many men like that, you know, and they appreciate the fact that I curse them like that. Because they know that even though I'm cursing them and using these language, they know that what I'm trying to explain to them is true. So who give a fuck? As you would say in England. As long as what you are saying is true and the advice. Because like I tell you, I learned Jamaican swearing, you know what I mean? But we're not living in Jamaica now. If a Jamaican man fuck about telling about him bomber rascal, yeah. But if it's an Englishman, no, I have to tell the Englishman in a language that he understand. Because he doesn't understand bomber rascal. He understand like, man, listen, man, fuck up, you prick, or dickhead, cunt. I don't like use them, but I'm just saying that is the local language. You know what I mean? That people generally use. A man might say, or you might be talking a conversation and people might say that's bullshit. Some Englishman might say that's bollocks. You know, they like to it's a swearing with the cow, bullshit, bollocks. Only the bull have bollocks in it. So an Englishman might say that's a load of bollocks. All he's saying is that you're talking a load of nonsense. But they, you know, as crude people now, like posh people like the toughs. They got people here in England that are called the toughs. I don't think the tops would use terms like bollocks. Would they, Bill? You know, they have some other nice language, and they maybe the tops, yeah, when they're not together, they will use fuck off and them things, but not for anyone to hear, because they like to look prim and proper. There is some English people that they call the tops who like to think of themselves as prim and proper. But I am not talking about them, because I've never lived with the prim and proper. I've lived with the poor Englishman that I'm telling you about down here, and my friend them Jimmy and them, man, you know, and people who work in factories. I've worked in factories, engineering factory, paper factory, men who tell crude jokes, you know what I mean, and who F and Jeff a lot. And there's a lot of fuck off, you dickhead and stupid bastard, and you know what I mean. Sometimes some man say, have you heard that prick? No, he talk a lot of fucking wanker, you know what I mean? But they're not going to fight, because a man might just describe somebody like that, because he has according to him, they're just talking a lot of shit. So he might say that fucking wanker, stupid bastard, fucking dickhead, prick. You know what I mean? They might just let off, because Englishman can let off a lot of swearing as well, you know, at once. So he can just come out with that fucking dickhead bastard, prick, twat. You know, sometimes some of them might even have motherfucker in it, but that's just an American talk. That's not British, you know, motherfucker. We don't use that in England. That's not that's not a localized English type of swearing. You know what I mean? The type of swearing that did I miss any of them swearing out, Bill? You know some more swearing there? Apart from dickhead, bastard, wanker, twat. You know, we say things like bloody hell, fire and all those kind of things, but them are not really swearing. Somebody might they say fucking hell. Cause I tell you, fucking is using a lot to nice up a lot of fucking hell, fucking bastard, fucking twat, fucking black bastard, whatever, you know what I mean? So you can have somebody say fucking hell, but fucking hell is like a surprise. You know what I mean? When you are surprised, say, fucking hell, I never know you was here. You know, that kind of expression. That's how we'll say. So when you use fucking hell, it's not like it's never a threatening. If a man was going to threaten you, you wouldn't say fucking hell. Yeah, say you fucking bastard. If you hear fucking bastard, now you know that sound could be threatening, you know. But fucking bastard could be said without being threatening as well. Such is the way of English life, like we say. So you get immersed in the cursing of England, the drinking pattern of England, and also the drug culture of England. But funnily enough as well, you know, I would reckon it was that very drug culture of England that set me off on the road to the firehouse. Yes, I'll tell you the story. I never tell the story before. You know, how I come to wake up. But how I come to actually wake up. Which one is mine? This one? How I come to actually wake up. I'll have a drink of water. How I come to actually wake up is right here in Oldham. Don't forget, at that time, I'm not living any moral life as I would see it then. I'm a loose cannon. I've always been a loose cannon up till then. This is where I'm going to learn self-discipline, how it started. I had a friend, and I think we was in a house with some more people, and we was on, I think we was on half a acid each. And we was talking. They said, oh, we have another half, so now we are on an acid. So, when you on these things, you will just chat, you know what I mean? We wasn't freaking out, we was just talking normal. Politics, religion, anything that we could think of talking about. Black people, white people, green people, politics, everything. I was just sitting around talking. Because when you're doing these things, you have time, you know. 1 hour, 5 hours would probably seem to you like 1 hour. Anyway, we're sitting at this table, just me and him now, because most of the people leave. So we're talking anyway. It come to a stage in the conversation where I think they call this speaking in unison, where both of us, both me and him, asked the same question at the same time. And the question was, where do you think you're going to go when you die? As I was about to ask him that question, he was asking me the same question. You understand? You ever hear it? I know that sounds a bit freaky, but that's exactly how it happened. The chances of that happening, well, you must be a lot of billion to one, I reckon. Because don't forget, we was talking, and we never come out with any Univision talk, but on that occasion we did. Anyway, I never know no answer as to this question that we put to each other. But in my head, I think I seen my hand flash up, and in my head I seen a flash like a lightning. That's what I seen in my head. But at that time I says to myself, well, you are on an acid. You know what I mean? I just use it as part of the the effect or the experience of being on the acid. What happened now was, it was the next morning. Now, after when the acid wear up now, when the questioning begin. The questioning that I'm talking about now, if you watch previous videos, you say now, why are you drinking when you know you don't like drinking? And why are you gambling when you know you don't like, those kind of things. So, I reckon it was the acid that triggered this. But anyway, that is how I come to set off on the road to the firehouse. Yes, man, it was a acid that finally wake me up as I would see it from out of my slumber. You know what I mean? And set me on now to the firehouse to gain a certain understanding. You know what I mean? So in Oldham here now, like I say, coming to Oldham, I have to wrap my head sometime to find I could not tell all the story of Oldham. There's too many stories to be told in Oldham, because Oldham is the like I tell people, the owl territory, and this is where now I'm going to recover the image, not the image, the vision of the owl. You know what I mean? Because the owl, my ancestors used to use the owl as an image, Yeah, and like I've told you, they use it because they know that the owl is not a great clever bird, but because he can see to a degree, all around vision, and he has night vision. If you are an owl in spirit, I can be an owl in spirit. So if you are an owl in spirit, and human beings are living in darkness, then whatever is in that darkness you are able to penetrate. So I can penetrate the souls of human beings and see within. Now, when I say I can penetrate your soul and see within, I can't read your mind. I don't know what it is that you are thinking or what you might do tomorrow. All I know is how you are inside. You understand? I know that you cannot hide from yourself, and I know that the Spirit of God is in you, because I am the one who, because I've got the whole vision of seeing the one that is within all human beings. Now, surely no human being who is living could deny such a fact. I mean, they're not going to know that is the one, but they will say, no one could deny that they have a conscience. Let's call the one conscience. You couldn't deny that. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can deny it all you want, like I say before, but that is the truth. You know what I mean? Or like we would say in England and reverting, that is the fucking truth. You know what I mean, mate? Why would I want to sit here, mate, and lie? If I never fucking see the truth, you must think I'm some kind of a twat, or some fucking dickhead. Do I sound like I'm a fucking dickhead? I would say, if a man go and sit in front of the camera then, with no fucking teeth, talking a load of shit, like, I just look at that man and say, you're a fucking prick. Everything that come out of your mouth. So it's up to you to judge them. Even though the language is being The language is our local, what I call ghetto language here in England, you know what I mean? Not for those rich white men who live in posh places, you know, they have all the money. For the suffering people of England, you know, poor people, those that live on estate, and like I tell you, have to suffer from alcoholism, drugism, lack of jobs, you know, or underpaid job, minimum wage, you know, suffering and all that. Yeah, people are suffering here in England, you know. You wouldn't believe that. You would think that, oh yes, you must think that white skin is a guarantee of richness. It's not, my friend. Like, I don't remember if I tell people that lesson before, but your white skin then, or blue eyes, is not a guarantee that you are going to get on the gravy train here in England or in other places in Europe. If you are not with the elite, then you ain't getting a fair piece of the cake. You are going to be suffering as if you was a black man. Hey, you're suffering worse than a black man. You know what I mean? While those who are making you suffer will tell you that it is the black man who come here while you are suffering. But it's not the black man who come here while you are suffering. You were suffering even in the 16th century when the elite was ruling over you. Take away the land and have you going down in mines and all that. Dying before you was 30-year-old or whatever. And they've been doing that to you a long time before the black man or foreigners come to England. Your own elite white men was abusing you before I come to this country. So I don't know why you are letting them or some deluded beings convince you that it is the coming of these people who are depriving you of your fair share of England. It's not them. It's the elite. You see what I mean? So what they've done, it's a classic what I call it divide and rule. What they've done is to convince, this is the way I see it, they've convinced the black man that he's a black man and he swallowed it. Convinced the white man that he's white and he swallowed it. So now this man is free to exploit both men or any other man on the planet, because they convince, all you have to do is to tell them, man, listen man, you're a Chinese man, see, and listen, you're a Japanese, and you know that man there is not right, and we, and before you know it, you'll be fighting amongst yourself. Divide and rule. Countries, that's why they separate you up into countries. Divide and rule, and you are still supporting it. And I'm trying to tell people, whether you're black or white, you will lose your soul if you go on supporting such fucking stupidity. You know what I mean? Well, in this language, because we're dealing with the English language, you know, we can fucking swear. Yeah, we can swear. So, we would say then, have a look at the fucking Pope, for fuck's sake, yeah? Sorry. Not sorry for the swearing, for the burping. And when you're talking sometime, when I'm talking on camera, sometimes I burp and I don't even say sorry, because I kind of forget that I'm speaking to an audience, so sorry. But a boy like the fucking Pope, or the Archbishop of fucking Canterbury, yeah? In these modern times, like I'm saying, why the fuck, yeah, is a man of God, as an example, walking around in some long robes, as I repeat before, and some fancy hat, and some golden walking stick, and with men burning candle? Surely by now we should be able to tell them from a street level that you're full of shit. When you fucking dressing up like some woman. You know what I mean? You have the fucking poor people kissing his hands, and him is there. You think I would allow a man to kiss my fucking? I say, brethren, move your blood clot. Or in English, then that's the Jamaican. In English, that's fuck off about kissing my fucking prick. What the fuck you want to kiss me hand for? But these dickheads let men kiss their hands. You know, him have a man there, man. No wonder these fucking pricks are molesting all these little altar boys in the church. You know what I mean? Because it's not right. It's a sick system. These are the kind of places that they breed pedophile behavior, you know, where people are suppressing their sexuality because they are afraid of it, and they're dressing up. And what is the point of a man of God? Was it God that tell a man to put a dog collar around his neck to identify him as a man of God? Was it other men who design your dog collar and put it on you? When I say dog collar, I mean that white piece of thing that identify you as a spreader of disease amongst other human beings. That's what I say these priests and imams are, spreaders of disease. You know, like how a fly would fly around and infect things. These are what these fucking pricks are doing. Infecting the mind of human being with their fucking disease. Obviously, I know you're not fucking conscious that you're doing this, you know. Because obviously you was fucked up by some other fucked up idiot. You know, so it's everyone's fucked up, so now you are coming with all this fuckery. But I am hoping in this time that the youths of England will start to use their swear words in the correct manner. You know what I mean? And say to a priest, listen man, fuck off man, you fucking prick. What the fuck you talking about? How can you come and tell me about fucking Jesus burning out of a virgin birth? Where the fuck you get such nonsense? Listen man, fuck off and go away. Stupid fucking bastard. You know what I mean? I am hoping that this is the kind of attack that I am not saying that the youth should go and hit the priest. You know what I mean? But verbally chase him away, cause cursing chase the devil away. That say, listen man, fuck off you dickhead. You know what I mean? Where the fuck did you go and learn that? Who tell it to you? You know what I mean? Who put that fucking dark color around you? So you're walking around infecting other fucking human beings with your fucking garbage. Because like I tell you, I am not God. If I had my own way, personally, which I'm never going to have my own way. You know, this is just when you think to yourself. I would go in every church, synagogue, mosque, and bust them fucking boy head. That's what I would do and say, get out of here you fucking dirty bastards. You are like germs. You make me fucking disgusted that you are here going on in your Quran and your Bible and all that about fucking God. You know fuck all about God. You little fucking hypocrites. You are like parasites. But the words that I'm cursing them with, that's exactly what going to end up to these little dirty cunts. Yeah man, dirty fucking bastard them who was lead the brother astray. Because I'm angry about it. Don't think that I am not angry. When I sit in my flat, I call them all kind of fucking dirty names myself. I won't see anyone on the street. Don't get me wrong. I don't care that way. No one is going to run in a church or a mosque and go in there cursing. I'm just saying about when you are with yourself or in your mind and you are thinking about these fuckers. You know what I mean? And how these fuckers, you're trying to wonder how the fuck have they got so much control on the people's mind? What is it that the people can see that these little fuckers are just like parasites? You know, like how a fly have flea. That's all they are. They are blood-sucking little... Boy, I can't even find the right English swear word to fucking curse the little dirty bastard. But these are the little fucking dirty fucking souls that are leading people astray. You know what I mean? But just because they are dressed up in fancy robes and they look all holy like that, you know, the fucker them like to pretend like them holy. And so the people fall for all that bullshit. That's devil in disguise. Alright, I tell you what them, I'm a betting man. Sometimes people hear me put on a bet, but I am going to put on a bet now with God or whoever. And to the world, me saying this. If the Pope, as an example, is a God man, I want to lose my soul. I'm going to bet my soul on it that this Pope I know Pope that sit on that idiotic, what them call St. Peter, is any God man. Godly men couldn't sit in that position. I am willing to bet my soul. If any of them was God man, I would like to lose my soul. That's how confident I am that these little shithouse that use books to deceive the mind of men. If any one of them shit house there is correct, I don't even want to, I would rather lose my soul. But because I know they are those shits, yeah, we are all shit, you know. But I mean, they are really shitty. They are really shitty. I am willing to bet my soul. Like if I was anybody who hear this speech going on and say the Pope is the, you should bring it to him and let him hear that I say that I am willing to bet my soul that he doesn't know God and that he's in the dark down there, and what he's believing in burning Kanglar, whatever he's hiding and doing, because you must be hiding and doing something behind the scene in the Vatican. You may be worshipping the Black Madonna. Whatever you're worshipping behind the scene, you and your ghouls. Because there must be a lot of ghouls in the Vatican there, in the shadows, hiding, you know what I mean? Maybe they show the public one face and behind they really worshipping Satan. Are you worshipping Satan? What do you imagine to be Satan? Because Satan don't exist. But maybe the devil them, that these little Vatican men, maybe you are other men who are in league with these idiotic evil business. I think you have created one. So yeah, you can go on behind here and pray to that one. But you're definitely going to get fucked up. Because you are a lying little bastard. You are only sitting there as Pope because some little fuckery other little men vote you and put you into position. So you cannot speak from the heart because you have no fucking heart. A blood clot, dead heart as we would say. And what we're not Jews in Jamaica, they say your fucking heart is dead, mate. You're as cold as fucking ice. There is nothing in you. If you was a live man of God, the Pope, man, I don't know Pope fucking what he call, some fucker from down Germany. Pope, them say him used to be in Hitler Youth. So I don't give a fuck where you used to be. All I'm saying, because you are still my brother, you know. I don't want you to think that I'm disrespecting the spirit of any being. I'm just their behavior I'm cursing. So I'm now cursing the behavior of my brother, the Pope. So I'm saying if you didn't know any fucking truth as a Pope, yeah? If you, Pope, know any truth, you would just get up and speak the truth to the fucking people, wouldn't you? What the fucking hell you... If you come somewhere, you kissing the fucking ground and performing some... going as if you are fucking holy. Drive about in your fucking Pope mobile. The Rasta would call it in your Pope mobile, yeah? You drive a fucking boat then. A lot of man in funny hat go on around you, kissing your hand and all this kind of fuckery. Then when you do say some words now, you don't fucking speak from your heart, you know. Some fucker hand you a script. Yeah, that's what they do to you. This is the fucking Holy Father now that you idiots are following. Cannot speak from his heart or his own mind. Some other pussy hole. That's what we say in Jamaica. Some other, in England we don't say pussy hole. We say some other fucker. Some other fucker write you a script and hand it to you, and now you fucking read it to these gullible fuckers. And no one says while you are fucking reading, but how come you're reading a fucking script and you are God disciple on the fucking planet? Hasn't God give you anything to say? Have you got to read about everything that God say? How come he's not giving you any fresh message? You fucking prick. You want to take off them long fucking robes that you fucking going. All them things should be fucking burned. That's why I say burn down rascal at Babylon. Run away those stupid... No, I'm not surprised, you know, that people don't believe that there's any fucking God. Why should they when you have fucking pricks like the fucking Pope and other pricks? Other fucking dickheads setting up all this fucking idiotic business on on the fucking earth. I forgot that we are swearing in English and not Jamaican. I keep bringing two rascal in it instead of the fucking that is more regular. With the common people of England, are you dickhead or bastard? Yeah, that bastard down there in the Vatican, that fucking prick. That's what I call him down there. But you know what I say, when I'm cursing the Pope, you know, or I'm cursing any individual that I deem to be against the will of God, I am not cursing them as if they are not ready to be God's children, because we are all God's children, as I keep repeating over and over. No, I am not saying that I am better than the Pope. I am better than any human being. But what I am saying is that the Pope is acting like a fucking prick. There's nothing wrong with that pussy clot. No, I'm saying, but that's not Jamaican. Fuck all wrong with that. That's what we say in England. Fuck all wrong with saying the Pope is acting like a prick. Because if my brother, who's come out of my mother with me, is acting like a prick, that's what you tell your brother. Have you not heard two brothers I say, you fucking dickhead? You know, you acting like a prick. Or you, even though the brothers, two brothers can argue, you know, and crazy and say, you fucking dickhead. Fuck off. Yeah, say, stick one up your, fuck you. All those kind of things go on. So it is not out of the ordinary for me to say to my brother, the Pope, fuck you. Because what you're doing ain't right. So why the fuck should I agree with you or even use polite language? You know what I mean? So sometimes you find out that you have to tell people like that, not directly, because you don't want to cause a public nuisance to yourself. That you don't want to call a public nuisance, so you're not going to run into any building then, seen as an instance, and use these kind of language. Or to meet the individual themselves and use that kind of language, you know what I mean? But I'm just talking on the road to Firehouse then. You know, ideas of Pope, you have to look at them if there was an idea and say, listen man, fuck off, you're an idiot. What? Who the fuck you think? Fucking dickhead, prick. You know, you have to chase those kind of men away as if there was an idea. You can't believe anything that they're saying. You know what I mean? So I am not joking when I say he's my brother, that's why I know he's a little devil. Because he's acting devilishly. All of them. Not only him, you know, I only use the Pope as an example of those who are leading people astray. You know, I mean, deliberately. Cause that Pope know that he's deliberate, man. Deliberate. That man is vile, you know. And those around him in the hierarchy of the Vatican, they know what they're doing. They know that they are evilly clement. They know how rich they are in money and valuables that they've collected over the century. But they don't. It's just all stupid, because you can't take it anywhere. All you men are going on to face your judgment. Like the other day, they dig, like I said this before, they dig the other Pope up. This little devil one, dig the other devil one up, and they was in there performing a sermon. They said they want to make him into a saint. So now you have a situation in life now where it is not God who grant man sainthood if there is such idiotic things as being a saint. It is other men who make other men a saint. And now they're waiting for somebody else to come and tell a lie. Because somebody already tell a lie and say, oh yes, I pray to Pope John. I think that's what the other devil called, and he give me a healing. So they need two of these three lies to make a saint. You know what I mean? So now they're waiting for another lie, and then they will quickly, because they're doing what they call a fast track to sainthood for him. And here they are now, they dig up the dead body of this Pope. They dug up the dead body of this Pope. Last year, did you not see it on your television here in England, all you people? And they had some vial of his blood and jumping around. Imagine if it was us African. I'm an African, yes. Imagine that if it was African that was performing this ceremony. Here we have one of our ancestors who died, I don't know, 2 years here and now. And then we go and dig him up, and we are beating drums and jumping around his body and holding up and saying all this. I bet you think that was ridiculous. But you never thought it was ridiculous when the Pope was doing it in big ceremony and big. No one but an eyelid. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the world is right now, lunatic has taken over the asylum. The sickos are in full flow. You know what I mean? So if you want to be noticed, all you have to do is to be an idiot, a first class one. If you want people to ignore you and don't take no notice of you, just tell them what is right and what is correct, and you will not see them moving anywhere around. They'd rather listen to what fucking pricks are telling them. Pricks in the pulpit. You know, go to your temples or your mosques and synagogues, or into your churches and listen to what fucking idiots are preaching, you know what I mean? They have some idiots now who, like I say, go and some fucking other dickheads, yeah? Put a lot of fucking garbage down these fucking pricks. And these pricks now come and wank it off on other people. That's what I say. Wank the garbage all over the congregation, fucking tassers. How long are you going to make people, these fucking idiot, wank all over you? I am telling you, these are fucking tassers. That's why, for those in Jamaica, they won't know all those things. But in England, we know what tassers and wankers are. And I'm telling you that these religious people are fucking tassers and fucking wankers. Yeah, I say believers. Believers are fucking wankers as well, and you're fucking tassers. Unbelievers, you're fucking pricks and dickheads. Yeah, I say you're fucking idiotic bastards. That's what you fucking are. That's not what you was created as, you know. You hear what I'm saying in the swearing? You're all intelligent. We're all intelligent. I am just saying that, pointing out those who are acting unintelligently, like non-believers and believers, say you're a fucking prick. You fucking tossers. You know what I mean? Wankers. You have to treat them like that because it's below human dignity to be like that. As far as I'm concerned, fucking dirty bastard them. You know, fucking wanker. I need some more. Some of the English swear word I might not have implied all of them. Because I can't remember the whole of them. But they have some lovely fucking swear word over here. You know, which you have to live here to appreciate the swear word. You know, as telling a man that he's a fucking wanker. You know what I mean? Especially when they tell you some bullshit, you know what I mean? Say, shut your fucking mouth, you fucking dickhead. All you do is talk shit, fucking prick. You know what I mean? And all that I reckon is good to learn all those kind of things. Because trust me, on the way to the firehouse, you see, when I tell you all these experiences of what we learn in England, through the drugs, through the swearing, through the everything, it's just the experience on the way to firehouse. So, through all that drugs and everything then, I've always smoked weed. I show you an experience. But in 1996, I stopped smoking weed. From 96 until the year 2000. Never smoke any weed at all, just stop. And that's after I've been smoking weed for 20 years straight. You know why I did that? Because I wanted to see how I function without any weed. You see what I mean? To make sure say it wasn't the weed spitting the bomb or ass clot fire. When I say the bomb or ass clot, I mean make sure that it wasn't drugs that was making me fucking speak the way that I fucking do. You know what I mean? And it wasn't fucking weed that was my main fucking thing in life. Smoking fucking ganja. Smoking ganja's got fuck all to do with what I'm fucking speaking. What I'm fucking speaking, right, come about through living honestly and good and striving with all my fucking heart to be the best person that I can without hurting any other fucking human being. That's how it fucking come about. It's no fucking miracle. Any prick can fucking do it, or any cunt. I'm saying by any fucking bastard can do it as well. Any twats, any black fucking bastard, any pussy hole can do it, as we would say in Jamaica. There's no big deal about it. You know what I mean? Anyway, right now, because my phone is ringing, see? Let me answer it online. I'm going to answer my phone, yo. Yeah. Then I shoot. Me talk, alright. Alright, I'm going to fire out from the firehouse and talk to my brethren, right? Seeing fire out.